So, let's talk about a story that pulls off something pretty incredible. We're right in the middle of Marvel's Secret Wars on this crazy patchwork planet called Battleworld. And get this, in this entire chapter, not a single punch is thrown. I mean, it's a war story with no actual war, which, makes you wonder.
And honestly, that's the absolute genius of it. Instead of all the cosmic energy blasts and heroes smashing into each other, the tension here just simmers in these quiet conversations, in secrets whispered behind a god's back. This story proves that the most devastating conflicts aren't always fought with fists, but with the truths that are left to fester in the shadows, just waiting for the right moment to explode.
All right, so our story kicks off with the ruler of this whole reality, God Emperor Doom, and his right-hand man, his trusted sheriff, the Sorcerer Supreme himself, Dr. Strange. So the scene opens with Strange trying to brief his king, but Doom, he just can't be bothered. To him, the problems of his kingdom are like flies buzzing around a lion. I mean, he saved reality. He forged this paradise from absolute nothing. Why should a god have to worry about the little details? It immediately sets up this fascinating dynamic. You've got the dutiful sheriff trying to warn a completely detached, bored god. This is where Strange makes a really crucial distinction, a warning that frankly, even gods should probably listen to. See, Doom might be omnipotent. He's all-powerful. He can literally bend reality however he wants. But he is not omniscient. He isn't all-knowing. He can't see into every shadow or hear every whisper. And it's in those exact blind spots that the real threats to his kingdom are starting to grow. And this right here, this is peak Doom arrogance. He just waves away all of Strange's very valid concerns with a simple, "I trust you." In his mind, the system is perfect. He's the god with the big vision, and Strange handles all the grunt work. This moment feels so solid, so reassuring, but it is the absolute last moment of calm this kingdom is ever going to know. The first crack in the foundation is about to appear. And yeah, that quiet trust, it gets shattered almost immediately. Just as Doom is dismissing the very idea that a threat could even exist, a message arrives that changes absolutely everything. Boom! One of the Thors, Doom's ultimate peacekeepers, has been murdered. This isn't just some crime. This is a direct challenge to the law of God himself. For the very first time, we see a crack in Doom's perfect, absolute control. The secret war has officially begun, not with some invading army, but with a single dead body. Strange just leaps into action. He gets to the crime scene, this wreckage of a life raft from the old universe. Using the Eye of Agamotto, he rewinds time, looking into the recent past, and he identifies the killers, a seriously brutal team of villains called the Cabal. But just as the vision fades, he senses something else, a secret. There's a survivor hiding inside that wreckage. And the survivor isn't just anybody, it's Miles Morales. But more importantly, he remembers. He remembers the world before Doom, the universe that was completely destroyed. He is a living, breathing paradox, a ghost from a past that God Emperor Doom has meticulously tried to erase. And now, that ghost is loose in paradise. But here's the thing. As shocking as Miles' appearance is, it turns out he's not the only secret Dr. Strange has been keeping from his god. Nope. In fact, he's been hiding something much, much bigger. And right here, Strange drops the biggest bombshell of all. It has been 8 years since the end of the old world. 8 years that Doom has been God. He didn't just save a few people. He built an entire society from scratch, with its own history, its own laws. For everyone living on Battleworld, this is the only reality that has ever existed. And that time jump is exactly what makes Strange's next secret so incredibly dangerous. Strange leads Miles to this hidden sanctuary and reveals his ultimate secret, another life raft. And when he opens it, out step the forgotten heroes of Earth 616. We're talking Spider-Man, Captain Marvel, Black Panther, even Cyclops, who's still wielding the power of the Cosmic Phoenix Force, which is this primal force of creation and destruction. These aren't just survivors, they are legends. They are ghosts, literally walking out of a history that Doom tried to bury forever. And this reunion, it is not a happy one. Reed Richards, who is Doom's oldest and greatest rival, comes out, and his very first words to Strange are just dripping with fury and a sense of betrayal. He wants to know why. Why did Strange, their friend, leave them locked away in stasis for 8 years while their greatest enemy got to play God?
Strange's answer, wow. It's not about what's right or wrong. It's just brutally pragmatic. He basically says that Doom was the one who managed to save what little was left of reality. He built a world that for the most part actually works. Strange admits that Doom's power was so total, his creation so complete, that waking the heroes up might have just destroyed the last little bastion of existence. It's a terrifying admission of just how complete Doom's victory really was.
So, while all of these secrets are starting to boil up to the surface, the story gives us this rare glimpse into the mind of the god at the center of it all. I mean, who is the man behind that iron mask?
We learn an absolutely horrifying truth. The sun that warms Battleworld, it's actually Johnny Storm, the Human Torch. Years ago, he defied Doom, and for that, he was condemned to be a perpetually burning star, a symbol of Doom's absolute power and a constant fiery warning to anyone who had ever dared to challenge a god.
But then, in this quiet, really intimate moment, his wife, Susan Storm, she takes off his mask. And she sees past the tyrant, past the god. She tells him that the world should see the man she sees, not a figure defined by pride, but by a love for his family. For just a brief second, the all-powerful Emperor is just a man, being told that he's loved. And this little moment of vulnerability comes just as his entire world is about to burn.
And that brings us to the end of the chapter, where every single hidden plot thread, the Cabal, the heroes, all the secrets, they finally converge for one incredible, totally silent confrontation.
The Cabal is debating what to do next after murdering that Thor. They're wondering how they'll find answers about this strange new world. And Thanos, ever the fatalist, just gives this simple, ominous reply as he looks up to the sky. He knows they don't have to find the answers. The answers are coming to them. And the sky just fills with thunder and lightning. Not one Thor, not a dozen, but a whole legion of them. The full, silent might of Doom's law descends from the heavens. It is this overwhelming, terrifying display of power. And in the face of it, the quiet is absolutely deafening.
And that's where the chapter leaves us. No battles have been fought yet, but the battle lines have been drawn. The board is set. Doom's perfect reality is fracturing under the weight of its own secrets, and the ghosts he thought he had buried have returned. The only question left is, what happens when the truth, buried for 8 long years, finally comes face to face with the god who tried to erase it? The quiet is over. The secret war is about to get very, very loud.